torture, tornadoes, hurricanes, death, combat, sexual abuse, war, rape. What do all of these things have in common? They can all cause post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, what is PTSD really? It's when someone experiences a very traumatic event. This could be their family member died. This could be they were sent off to war and had to battle to save their lives. This could even be a natural disaster or sexual abuse. Any of these things can cause somebody to be so traumatized that they develop PTSD. But what are the symptoms? People who have PTSD re-experience the traumatic event over and over. This could be in nightmares or flashbacks. They can be awake or asleep, and it keeps haunting them. Now, this happens. People get upset. They think about what made them upset. Why is this unique? This is really a debilitating disorder because people who have PTSD avoid the places where whatever the bad thing was that happened to them occurred. They avoid going there. They avoid things that remind them of the bad experience or trauma. So they re-experience the trauma a lot, and they avoid the places in which the trauma occurred or things that remind them of the trauma. But what else? They also have increased arousal. They have a hypersensitivity to what's going on around them, and this can make them very anxious. Let's say your friend is going off to war. Now, what can you do to help prevent them from getting PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder? You can do stress inoculation training. This is exposing the person to whatever the traumatic experience may be before it actually occurs to them. So by this time, they've seen it, experienced it, talked about it so many times before it actually occurs that by the time it does occur, it's no big deal. But let's say your friend comes back from the war and they do have post-traumatic stress disorder. They didn't get the stress inoculation training, let's say. What can you do to help them get over it? Well, as a therapist, you would give them exposure therapy. Now, what really is exposure therapy? You would make them talk about the event, write about the event so many times that they would be exposed to the event over and over. And by doing so, by the 100th time they've written about whatever their traumatic experience was, it won't really be a big deal to them anymore. It's something they've said so many times that it's become old news. And this is a really effective method for treating post-traumatic stress disorder.